Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about, am I a draining person? 3 ways to know. These topics are not always easy questions to answer, but the purpose of sharing sort of questions like this is because the more we know ourselves, the more successful we're going to be in all stages of love, dating, and relationships, and just in life as a whole, and feeling peace and feeling a deep sense of ease and being able to access a deeper level of joy within. And so this is a video that is intended to really support you in understanding yourself better, as well as your patterns and maybe what that one common denominator is in your life. Number 1, you have a high conflict reactive personality, meaning it doesn't take much to get triggered and to confront a situation impulsively, aggressively, sarcastically, any of those tendencies. That inability just to see the bigger picture and let things go when it just seems worth it, right? And worth it can mean it doesn't feel worth it to compromise your peace, to send your day in a direction that is unnecessary, to speak to someone who can't understand your point of view, and to really show up to life getting a good conscious overview of what the situation is and who you're dealing with, and discerning the best way to act upon something as a result. So getting a conscious overview is very different than judging, right? Judging is like, oh, well, you're this. Conscious overview is, I see where this person is and what they're able to understand and integrate at this time, and I'm gonna make a good choice for myself as a result of that. And so when we're learning to release a high conflict or reactive tendency, what essentially we need to do is really slow ourselves down. So we're filtering first and we're deciding in advance how we're going to feel as a result. Is the situation worth it? And would it serve a purpose to just let it go and to get to the other side of it, and then decide from a really centered and clear space if there's actually something to address or not? Because you may be very surprised that when you let things pass, you'll often find that nothing really needs to be talked about. It's just good information for you to have so you can make better and better decisions around how to show up to the people in your life in the future. Number 2, you tend to have a victim mentality. What I mean by a victim mentality is life happens to you all the time. There's all these external circumstances where you feel like very misunderstood or like you're not being given a fair shake. And if you find that you're always feeling that way or consistently feeling that way, it can be very empowering to really recognize this narrative and to start making some solid changes where you begin to feel like you can be a conscious creator. You can be deliberate in the choices that you make, and you don't feel like you're at a whim to what the people or circumstances around you are. So having a victim mentality can also be a way that we justify staying small, or we justify not having to stretch ourselves or grow in any way. And you want to really catch this and ask yourself, how is this serving me? Yes, maybe it will get you through a given moment, but it will not support those bigger dreams, visions, goals, desires that you have for yourself, whether it's in your relationship or whether it's in any stage of life, right? So kind of catch this tendency and call yourself out and reparent yourself so you feel safer and safer to take a leadership role in your life and make choices that are going to really be creative and sustainable in building a beautiful life. Number 3, you're not flexible at all. You kind of have an attitude of my way or the highway. If you don't do it like this, we're not doing it at all. And it tends to feel very limiting. And if you have this personality or this tendency within you, I invite you just to notice how much resistance that creates. It ends up feeling like a pressure valve inside, right? And just notice where you automatically kind of come from the land of no, and where you can start to lean into maybe we could meet halfway. Even if you're doing it through, gritted teeth, you're able to start to show up and find a middle ground with people, because this kind of goodwill will make others want to compromise and honor your vision more and more too, and to see things from your perspective. But if we put so many walls up and create so much resistance, this is when we end up on two opposite sides of the fence, unable to reach any level of common ground. And so notice this tendency within yourself and try to approach life in the best way you can from a spirit of compromise. So you're doing your absolute best to notice that knee-jerk no, and to go deeper before you respond, and see if you can stretch yourself to handle things in a different manner. And what you'll notice is this will begin to feel really natural and really good. It will start to feel heart-opening. You'll feel some of those edges soften, and you'll notice that resistance die down, and it will be met with just kind of like this beautiful flow and this opportunity to connect and see another from their point of view, and really recognizing at the end of the day, there's so many different ways to approach all aspects of love and life. So I feel like if you practice these three tips, you will notice drastic changes in your life. And no, you will not be a draining person. You will be someone that people crave being around, because you kind of have that ease and that flow and that openness to you that is magnetic and really something that everyone is attracted to. If this is a topic that you'd like to learn more about, please check out my website, jenmichellecoaching.com. I have a program dedicated to supporting women right where they are. It's called my Personalized Week of Support. I'll add the link to this offering below. And if it feels like something you would love to learn more about and dive into, please reach out to us. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Much love.
Got this feeling I can't describe.